Nobody I say. Dr. Richard Asante Eboa, Deputy National Communications Director at the MPP. Doc Mwakwaba, maybe about there. Great, nobody I say. Honorable, me start here for because we, for a member of Parliament, but we are absent from Parliament. How many days are near to me declare or seat vacant?
Well, 15 days.
15 days.
Yes.
And I'm a patrol, my colleague, Honorable Sarah Dwaso for free Parliament. How many days in it?
Well, Obakon one cram intimidate me.
But the free Parliament, chair.
Well, for some time now, no me.
Okay.
But you see, there are so many reasons why Obi bet me absent in home from.
Okay.
And it's she say no, me mean to me can't. Because Ansana Ubi Kobe, you know. Who seek permission, especially say we a minister. So normally you write to the chief of staff.
Okay.
Now, I reply. Now,
okay.
So far as I know, no, I just of him say, President, I'm on a very long
leave extension, but then one pound.
But and also no, say on can she leadership or parliament on siki man which may not Parliament may not recognize that.
Okay.
Because over Parliament, na over single committee meeting, one sign attendance. You are considered absent.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you are considered absent. You know, and I say, "Bia, ECOWAS Parliament. You are a member of the ECOWAS Parliament. Over con one crack.
Okay.
You go and work on behalf of the Parliament. But you'll be marked, you know,
absent here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then if you seek permission there, you will mark absent with permission.
With permission.
Permission that is allowed.
Okay.
Yes.
But BBC any what they are me.
And answer sick leave.
Okay.
The time we can't fear see no. Honestly, me and son of no back on. Now I didn't know the reasons or the call.
Okay.
But and you know kwa and what call chesa. We have other instances almost side one. Obi I absent for almost 1 year.
Oh really?
Yes.
Is it this 8th Parliament and I said the 7th Parliament?
The 7th Parliament.
The 7th Parliament,
yes.
The MPP side.
Yes.
1 year, but there was reason.
Well, what I know is that absent for a very long time. But you see, in Parliament, you know, I'm going to say, Emrano on trigger if you evoke the law.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to say, yeah, business or Parliament. That's a numbers no ya for mukuroma obi anka kosa say nipa obi trigger and ebe kwako
oh okay until say obi be trigger there na say mo na musa wow okay anyway you to us 22 after 9 honorable still my main so na fe analysis here CJ yeah ansana or sorry about analytics research on we say and then care to about the me kwabenya mo yin be ebe wini.
I listen to
info analytics for now. Okay, then today are researchers. I'm your research. I'm your Ghana for. I'm your research. But then it was with your obedience. I was in research at him.
Constituency MPP winning with a margin of about
22,000 plus.
22,000 plus.
Yeah.
Or say if there's a by-election,
and now, Alec Macrugu will win.
Nipa 22,000 in better than.
Okay, with the honorable Nchemwe. Honorable Nchemwe, nothing. Honorable Pacho to us.
On a year research.
Honorable Pacho to us.
Parliamentary candidate. But in Yama, we are seeing. In countries of winning with over even 10,000 more votes.
But in politics, you know, in elections, anything can happen.
Nothing's like that.
No, look, Usher 2016. The course even in my constituency. Emma Binomu Jane say, oh, Anka, but the seat is for, you know, taking 2020, you know, a young one, because once upon a time, no, not your honeymoon, the highest voter NPP Timina 2,000, 3,000, as against 20-something thousand. But son of Kano, what's very instructive is also the dynamics. things are changing.
Yeah.
And what is at stake in also say no. And no I'm on kakra but na my break kakra into here. A lot of reasons. Some of them personal, some of them, because of what is happening nationwide. 11. Domi Kwabenya a stretchy to tie for
Yeah.
Now the presence of Adwaso ne background in terms of the father ni normal binumo person. I mean they brought all those things in.
Okay.
The majority of the people, I mean, maybe can say the numbers are decreasing near the population wise, no. In terms of almost subscribe to ni papa no very huge near they said all manner of things. You see all the scenarios, me I am not here to say they should go ahead or they shouldn't go ahead. That is not my business. But this is an academic exercise. It's an academic exercise. Now, you ain't been dismissing it just like that because of spending time and some energy. What motivated the person to go and do it in the end of the day? It is not my business.
But honorable, what the young furniture say a constituency, candidates, and I say MP winning by 22,000, and near by election, you think say easily. It can be overturned.
Let me tell you something. Be quiet.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Bibi koso be quiet. The Ebema
Asante be quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Wise. So quite independent. Yeah.
Winning against the party. Who call the second deputy the same thing.
Yeah, but we know now or your party ni. Your party ni.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Like I said, it depends on what Adwaso decides to do. So let me gonna say. It will. No, Omuka be brave. In fact, Omuka no. Normally be Omuka ya. Emma, me attract him attention here one. And then say ban say omsu omu yi Adwaso it will depend on what she will decide to do.
Okay.
If she decides say like it happens somewhere, I also want to go independent. It will and also the when in so and so baba.
Okay.
And Omuka as they are talking about this what do you call it, the poll was done from the backdrop say and then people are becoming fed up with this government because of its politics new programs or the so let me gonna say people are getting fed up, especially the 11 now. Our system is very, very unpopular. Into almost polls, almost about 77% of the people living in that constituency, say they don't want the e-levy. It's here the various scenarios now. Now it tells you, say, if they should go ahead and trigger that thing, the caveat is if what could happen if Adwaso decides to go against the party, and has to go independent, will have a repercussion insofar as the outcome of election in that area is concerned.
Okay. Honorable Mate Medasi Bebre 29 minutes after 9. Honorable Ebenezer Okletete Labina Tinenkan, Member of Parliament, Lower Manya constituency in the Eastern Region. After my member, Dr. Richard Asante Yeboah, and they are two abane Domekwa Benya NDC candidate in the winning. And Honorable Achim say yes, it's possible because Kobase incumbent, yes, and co-independent. A bit me check.
No, not necessarily independent, but it depends on what she will do.
Okay. What she would do, no, Chassie. Does it mean say obey to me? For voting.
Losing bonus,
okay. Okay, so it's possible send a cheetah for obey to me. I can someone to Obama way. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You don't discount. When
okay, I recall because them say Akwetia constituency BCC. Yeah, BCC. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Richard Santiago, over to you.
I'm say national officer. Nti nsem bi ba na party nsem na intena enema na kasa no there be a pinch and say you don't go and speak or watch the party linen or bedroom. But nti eno no hono de adwan center yendru mra obi kase bia say na say samre no so a party ni be take decision. Yeah, na see you ba no say no cram pass was stay away for one or two reasons bia ni na so obra na na dwuma na yenkoso na yenko because so ni bibi.
No, but at least the party, since I am a member of parliament, there should be some communication.
And I'm just saying, na if there's anything by the party, the party will take decisions. But I'm not saying the one or thing, Obo Muslim, Mukasa Bibi say, and MPP consider by election that you know, Mrenoswan, MPP a party, a take a decision against through. But I'm running through Osana, Samson, copy mono. Cassia Bakachi, Obana, one of Ben, and he said, no, Cresse, the entity, we see, no credit, or here, money, money, and fat. And yet, idea dachi or no, because the point in this,
but said the long absence and affect him our parliament.
Affected by MPP, a very big political party, open, and a vehicle, I do what to me a jump on a dear core parliament, not once. What am I saying? Nti, and no rich say, vehicle in Edward core parliament. No one uses a platform now, but when him, I saw to me who said, Sa vehicle no, and yen to me and find sabinkum and treatment vehicle no so. To me and Katama and we would talk to Maria only Nambia, what am I saying? Because MPP for Emma grassroots party members, police station executives, anyone I said 7 periods, be a near million by Adwa, what mean free part, say I'm Padia. When you're free MPP mono, or be in your farm back across Omugusu, a DHD, or ye a rally say, ye, the campaign near Cork campaign mano. And to say, I'm Paddy and no here now on to know because the point in this MPP so enter now at any point in time, Emma any person and take the party for a ride. And to media, mean saying some men for those conversations. Tea to in their own fail. You see, there's now so but Obia, you let me a bonnet, it's me a mistake, it's me take decisions. Bia now, she actions and as in actions, Emboa, Emma, the party, and Connie. Now, meaning specifically Bonia, I do I mean to imagine because on no boy just for now. I win why 18 radio so some month for question of citizens have been a meeting. But in terms of the party, the man who say party, no, I take any steps in trying to do anything. Some men are sworn. Party, remember, say party, no, we have means of assessing your strength in every elections. The election here, because when they say 2024, you say, be you buy near against a gun for a year, they are win the 2024 elections. You know, I draw constituency. Say, Kobase, 77 predators, a Kobase, young into even a bad election, so China address you on one point could be. And as if the party through any, okay, young Shane for candidate from Bra, the party will win and not only would go. You can't say, you can't say Obiwa or independent on winning. The conditions are different, though. So, Mr. Obiwa, what you say, the party for no more panel. And executives no more, my emergency forms, I want to be man. Omo frustrating the steps any effort any mafia tactics. But it's the grassroots in Bufuka say beto man. You miss say, can you say the same thing about say Ura or Anamame address for the situation? Say party aba the first term of the party. We a minister, we a deputy leader of parliament, Mebwana. This time around, there's another ministerial position, Mebwana. There are people who have worked in the party over the years. Aye, Juma Asum party, no, at various levels and contribute to a be and almost started some party in the Quran and be a draw obey active in politics. I almost this was some party in the Chino. One as once were chief for and to me menya even any position closer to me by night.
But honorable, is it not that Dr. Santiago, is it not quite worrying, say, only parliament, but yes still yente so say be an home fan no near home videos of her or sa. I mean, it means what tiapo betimi aye adwuma no.
Minim se video ne video and I say no video and I say 10 years video. Me to me nka say my video binti na wo sa na no chese otwa ne nde. E bia na video utwa be 20 years ago. And asma by amanfo akofa de betu. It's possible. It's also possible say current video. What me say? Minim near ekoso.
Okay.
And I make sure say na sa odi the analytical for no na maybe say what are their interests?
It's a research. I'm interested in it.
When I catch them, say you call by-elections. Was it? Yeah, titi say.
And yeah, no per research. No, my research on e-levy.
E-levy, me ba.
And no, my research on the Dominic Benya.
E-levy research no so. E-levy research no.
Yeah, no, quick one. Yeah, quick one.
Let me start with you. 1 more minute. Please, me assure say, who follow the course of Parliament. Now you follow what the utterances of some of your leading members. I mean, your own Canada Japan is on record.
Yeah.
To have said, sir, the party is going to, take care of her. Sorry, in terms of invoking the 15 days, making sure it's a by-election. He has said it.
Or Canada Japan, or a member of Parliament.
Yes. And a very influential person.
Or party, but party decisions are made at the party executive and any national executive level. Decision be as and by a betodra ibidi hukomo. Sabri be a canadrin. But Yamina make a cushion say.
He's not the only person.
Don't worry, Nipa Missy, Obi a dream, Obi at me Chenadrin. Obi wa never to me and his
the party mo take a decision that bang.
It's a party in the some take a decision like that.
Okay.
And no interested there's party either is on course or not on course to come and take such decisions. But me can't smoke what you say. This thinking say you can't see a two about Dominic Benya. Senko buys a dress of and this is been winning. And this is country you are saying the last elections.
50-something thousand. Now I join 72 plus. Thousand, yeah.
Or patron say, sir, additional over 22,000 MPP, Yekita or constituency. And this candidate, Eba Ben Winnie, Ebe returning in our way because someone got to about my MPP. Omu Yamaga to my NDC. And as a moment big tranche,
but it can be said, a Gina dear, honorable Adwasa for Bayahun.
If so, dear, no, say if a quite obvious to the party member within the area and say, a beer, seven traders, when cars were head so I said I an address or best support a buy. A buy not then a buy, and you think the party people will watch on.
No, but you who be what a Aquatia constituency.
Situation here different. I'm
okay,
just saying, situation beyond any solution.
Okay.
What must I say?
Dr. Richard Asante, boy, and to us, we are 37 minutes after 9. Make media was a key soap, media key soap, made us a pa. If it's a key soap, check in GTP into my any airtime. Yeah, the mau qua, a chadian pimpim na key soap at the mau. You hear us water that special key soap. Na fe Oshahua. Ube hu krata ketua bi sa krata no twitwi so a ebe ma code bi fa sa code na text call 1393 free on all networks yentil and the now so text bi kona ekwaji wache de afiki so po raid and one ye be yusu de akumun tontom wa moa e we ye fie sentefre so nkronso e how me bacho raid 60 years ni na raid ye yusu ayegusu yusu ni hwam de yenka raid unya display be bia na ese moa wekuma mo yentwa so Dwaso Nsem Tuesday edition me ndi kwasi asempa me activity phone lines but yentie we His Excellency the Vice President, Yentiewe.
The Ghana cedi has obtained the dubious distinction of being the weakest performing currency in Africa at this point in time. Interestingly, the NDC Green Book claims exchange rate stability as one of their unprecedented achievements. In an open economy with market determination of prices, exchange rate movements are the most important indicator of underlying macroeconomic fundamentals. As the saying goes, when in doubt, observe the exchange rate. The lesson from history for governments is that you cannot manage the economy with propaganda. In fact, you can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. The type of free fall that we are seeing with the cedi exchange rate is a vote of no confidence by market players in the management of the economy. Indeed, many market players.
Teachers are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering. Nurses are suffering. And nursing trainees are suffering. Patients are suffering. Students are suffering. Traders are suffering. Pensioners are suffering. Drivers are suffering, contractors are suffering, civil servants are suffering, and farmers are suffering. Fishermen are suffering, and industries are suffering. Artisans are suffering, and kayaye are suffering. The disabled are suffering, and men are suffering. Women are suffering, and children and Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Adom FM.
Well, Abusia Enti Utie, His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mamadou Bawumia, Nene NLT, no, Enti the Honorable Mamenko Honorable Swasa, Dr. Richard Mabauso.
First
Honorable David, Honorable Dr. Richard Asante. Don't worry.
The first topic,
but your producers are honorable.
Thank you very much. Asante about TTM. Your friend Okrete. Okrete is suffering. Asante Eboa is also suffering.
Asante Eboa also suffer.
Asempa is suffering. Ude Prose Ayua is suffering.
Asempa no mo suffer. Brand na so.
Bawumia is suffering. Now you cannot even find him in the space.
The man is working.
The man is gone awol. Bawumia is gone awol. Military and can say Yakob Gini uniforms in crop. In America say we expect some of these lectures. We want to hear him. We miss him in the space. Oh, we no. You see, now he's run away from the economy. He's now, no, is he part of the economic management team now? Is he part? Look, let me tell you. You see, Munyai sa COVID asem no. Munyai COVID asem no. Na yen kanchire mo. You see, we had. Me see, bad for COVID. Aga MPP ebe lusu 2020 election massively. Abuamu pa. I am telling you. You see, Abuamu. Amama winning election. Abuamu amamu the propaganda is here because mufa bebia musi COVID. When you look at, the outlook of this our economy from 2017, 18, 19. Look, we started dipping from our woes. I'm telling you, the World Bank report. Our woes started way back early 2019.
That's not true.
It is a fact. Oh, otherwise, look, and even in the sub-Saharan Africa, COVID by Tama, nipa miensa. Tama, President Becca say 3 cases, no, 2 cases.
2 cases.
And they call IMF $1 billion. Fast forward 2021, the same thing. We went to Bank of Ghana. And they look, a parliament gave the government, go ahead to go for 10 billion. They went for 20 billion. All reserves are Sika wo hon mu nyina mo jiri nyina. You came to parliament. We gave the money to you. Usamu sa sika di nyina apa. It's close to about 30 billion Ghana cedis. So you have no excuse. And then to say COVID ama, you know, it was because the money was misused. It was because the money was misused. And ka the sikani juma ye proper and the support you amount for rightly. Again, and just say ye dimrika epe hwe ene enra me hwe finance minister na ne ho ye me mobo. To the extent say waka ni refi ni ho or say we need e-levy to pay common fund. Is that what the law says? Are we saying, sir, as we speak today, no, you need to port ni baby say to ana. Emrani say, a to be a irrespective of the value, or say 5%, not more, not less than 5% to the assemblies. I want for way to Juma. Enko, Sikano nko. What this cano? The money has been misused. Wow, and Ushe Juma Frata yena. This is the time I say Obi catcher and say Obi. This is the time I say because I say if governance is about borrowing, I go be 18 year my 18-year-old daughter beat me. They said Obi catcher your mama some time ago. He just look. This e-levy here, all that they are looking for is to go and collateralize it. And then, get fund in Ihobium. Get fund in Ihobium. Anyhow, get fund in Ihobium. I'm collateral. Every look, Esla, Yankupon fa politicians. Kasa. Look, once upon a time, I remember very well in Parliament. Time we had crisis 2014-15. Yeah, oil projections need bad down by half. Until revenue was a problem. And there was pressure. There was pressure because the energy sector was seriously in trouble. Banks, and no to counter banks, they are distressed, kakra. And they can say, Yemfa an intervention, Bimra. Yemfa intervention, Bimra, meba. Yemfa intervention, be a friend, energy sector levy, Emra. Yeah, NDC. Yeah, meba. Me say, yeah. Because you realize he said banks now no but you need to get the problem no it's not because what do you call it but through a buying amount for babusia a buying contract or see what do you call it a power plant or hanu wako jiska di akoto diesel the aba intimate yemfa energy sector levy emra minua omu riding high horses aye what say that omampre that was where I yet nuisance tax yeba tuagu and then Oforiata is going round kasa about e-levy and then now me feel what we went through even with VAT Ghana the same people and then kasa and then because is it because Mufo say mo ye se mo chire mo dia say am 41 say but say NDC mo chire dia say am 41 say and then e-levy aye akobabka utriya we akoba everything that if it is e-levy and ebema Ghana akon nim dia then we are in shit excuse my word and then asem kese pa because hwesika pudo nyina manyan want me fancy ebu Ghana na 6 billion you are not even sure because you see immediately enra bibi koso na me tie de koso na amanfo nsem na wo mo ka no look honorable Oforiatasi say uji 1 million that's a 15,000 pair hwe obi wo hono ma yeti wono awie ana no pa awie onya 2 cedis udi 2 cedis mana a chance wakum nantwi amano na obi obelusu 1 cd efinisika so a problem emano
no but honorable be fair obi a oje 1 million no
oje 1 million oje
oje 15,000
e dey share abo ma
meba oje fihiva oje sa 1 million fihiva
say be a boye adwuma bi you know contract bi and this kind of bar yes
what's it wakwaje fihiva
why your contract bi
you see ukasa emema manfo buafu because enye obi na yi 1 million and onya interest 15,000 Ghana cedis enye obi na yi 1 million obenya interest 15,000 no that's what I'm saying me see what I'm saying is that onye sika 1 million say na mi koye obi
15,000
listen to me obi wo hono ma wakobo adwuma bi wo baabi ye twa nika 1 million wakoton bibi ye twa nika 1 million and me no ka say no look at the way president dollar no echo na say ne ubeto ade wo mi ho worth 1 million na ubesa temi sa 15,000 afi na metua VAT afi na mekwa forest losses afi na mekwa pay sika e dia topo ansa na metua sa ko komi mekwa ko to no man ba sa beton biom. What are you talking about? Anything so no I am not surprised. 15,000 to foreign is nothing because no and Ghana busia wa bo nyina no wo the share wo all the share
the share as in arrangers fee. One more arranges the canon near the onya the share.
Arrangers
fee as
yes, of course. Oh, are they? No book runners. No,
why the company.
Look, it is only in Ghana. And our finance minister, Mienu, our companies, and our Ghana.
And this power, data bank, and
me say for the first time. Look,
when we empower
Dr. Santiago,
it doesn't matter.
But that one was NDC.
Listen to me. The people who can say, yeah. In fact, Osha the Kosopa and Neno. I can imagine. Say, NDC, Edna, Wamu. Do for NDC, Edna, and Neno, or Bobusia, Ediama NDC, or in the bank, running books, Ediama Yakoti bond, edgy 2.5%. Akabadis Gane Butu. Akagane Butu, but Neno, and then, Eduboy, any Ofuriata, one companies, and one Bobusia, Edima Ghana. And in Tina, if you say, and you say, Bia say, Cobabusia, because one Cobabusia, woman, you share a woman, and it is only in Ghana. But see, now, the issue about conflict of interest, we need to go further and beyond the home. All the person, all the officer also, will resign. Efi data bank which were reason for the company but profiter womu ye asika womu ye nyina no womu ye de gu womu no ofi aban man wakwa kodi
eno no unjina so no
me nyina so tell original you know
and I'm wrap up mama
on top the chest data bank is still for that time the wife it is still for them
and I'm wrap up
anything no me
almost
anything no dey can say and then sa aban way through one mismanagement waste our perpetrate our system no. With all the support we got from World Bank, with all the monies that were, reserves and during this COVID. What about sorry no because COVID I say COVID I say. Now we have gone up and Ghanaians.
Honorable.
Ghana 40 I say.
Me don't say.
Baby I do say no and COVID. Now COVID no a blessing. Eddie ama NDC MPP abai.
Me don't say bebre. Honorable Ebenezer Oklete Telabi MP Lower Manya constituency. And I'll say in Kano. Dr. Richard Asante Abua. That be your time. Dr. Richard Asante Abua Bachelor.
Number one.
Ghanaians are suffering. Who names that?
Asante is suffering.
Number one.
Ghanaians are suffering.
COVID and me blessing
are we suffering? Me, but you make question.
COVID and blessings.
Dr. Richard Asante Abua.
COVID and me
Dr. Richard Asante Abua. Ghanaians are suffering. True or false?
Oh, Ghanaians are suffering.
True or false?
Ghanaians are not suffering.
Oh, really?
There are challenges, but we are not suffering.
But Vice President at
This
the
is
time
when we are opposition.
but they say they Ghana for
the suffering has been, opposition.
Dr. Richard,
me constructing one sentence.
Maybe some question no wakasa
in the principle of fairness. But my starting point now bremu. Now open say who
it's like
you want to live your dream in my submission.
Me boy voice no. I went to him. The same voice who the main boy by me bisao. And I was saying
what bisa.
Okay.
Ghana for they are not suffering.
Okay.
There are challenges.
Okay.
But Ghana for embrace no person channel. Now me trust emra na ora ba me kasa say Ghanaians are suffering no. No nurses and teachers are suffering no. Open ye buy near say ye efasa tibian ho bia na ye. Me ka say COVID o me say COVID a blessing. Na me say China na COVID free oba na ho na anye blessing amom. COVID na me blessing na my American economy. Ama na ejija COVID and may blessing and UK economy, Canada economy. I know there's no economy in the world that COVID a buy blessings. Because knock down the companies are almost shut it down. And nipa muyi or medino. Nipa bien wa COVID buy a bear blessings. Ma one hour we are for muno. Ghana for nipa womb. And I want to end this for your mother. I say a blessing. Say nipengu. Nipangu or man no near my enya basa. So I say economy COVID a blessing. Open you really say because of COVID. Ghana, your revenue shortfall was over 20 billion because of say COVID buying. Because you can't say the economy, please. Because we did it. Because what they did was they review the revenue target down. Because of COVID, and the first lockdown and they didn't. And MIA lose revenue of over 20 billion. Beyond that, the additional expenditures I say you hold you on higher absorb as a result of COVID, was in excess of 25 billion. And there's no way of be able to make baby say COVID blesses my Ghana. Open ye, you can say you share Ghana as a country now. Over 88% of yen revenue, total revenue, from Greater Accra. We are Accra from near Toso, events Eastern region, and Sana Ashanti region, and Sana events Takrady, that's Western region, any other region not to us. So means that the moment there's a challenge in Greater Accra, it affects everything. In Ghana, as we speak, we are still struggling because of COVID. Their hotels are almost struggling. Their institutions, their companies almost shut it down. Now, no report about it, over 30,000 companies close down, almost shut it down because of Nyamaya Yentina. Out of that 15,000 ASEAN Babaka, the rest. So we are working across the clock to make sure they will come back. Let's imagine, say even the 30,000 and no more, including one they didn't close down, but they reduced their staff strength. So be able to fund the part 20, and I said 10, and I said 3, multiply that by that, and change the power. The revenue to the government and the employer and employment in the Pelusi, it was a total carnage. A global pandemic of proportional young who be that what must say and no one some near can't end it for near normal council and MPP for benefiting. We are suffering because of COVID, not because government had brought in any policies Eddie or how Brian. So because one MPP are buying by say money for so far and this happens on the internet. That is so far. They said nursing training allowance and teacher training allowance so nurses and teachers were indeed suffering. Teacher for Katriano or my young tree, by ya the Biaka ho, ya tomu, ne in Sembebre, and the packages are boy, ya the support to teachers. Yet those time now your teacher not tried 3 years, and this is for no more 3 months, no more trial, and a 5 months trial. And then training, sir arrangement when they are benefiting. And that teacher for your more laptops, a government trial, 70% of it. Yakana no crown ya tiff allowance new allowances are nay MPP they are more mono and they are TTBF from kakra. They are getting additional money because of MPP government. And because the teachers were suffering those times, they are not suffering now. And no eumu sabe teacher ni nursing owie nia na onje allowance ni na owie sa yira okutua ne ba school fees o secondary school. And then adodan kwa kufuado and MPP are buying. We are the free education at Pim so many panel. The train bus school fees. Cover the buy any pay soon, any pay charge at one. I buy fat on also. A modern say, Obama is so for free. For 1 year, in Kania, Yedima, Nipa for free. What must say? You real crumple after 1 year, no life like consumers. You say, we have about 1 million of the population. You say more additional supporter and also send to another 1 year. A child say the government understand how to help the people and the ordinary Ghanaian. You quite clear for farmers were suffering. Sabrina, you knew one you planting for food and jobs. And then the planting for food and jobs are bad. And my for cash in, they are making more money from that. I support you over 800,000 Ghanaians and farmers. And despite COVID, you know, young farming oil Ghana. Countries be bread because of food insecurity. And food security are guaranteed of Ghana because of MPP are buying. And Kwiafo were suffering because there was nothing like one factory. Tomatoes near pro, mango near pro, watermelon near pro, and they're converting part of the country. You're setting up rice processing plant, you're setting up watermelon processing food, a kumfi juice, and then they're coming chrome brekum, you're tomato processing planter, and the one factory. What me do one and nuba and tomatoes, tomatoes, a Kwiafo yam faso, and if I say the farmers want to yam faso, it tells you that we understand how to resolve the problem. The doctors were suffering during the time of the NDC. Policy BT said and the MPP there about medical doctor now o masters postgraduate studies specialization free education medical doctors and another MPP for NDC didn't have such a policy. So during those times, while the NDC the doctors were suffering during those times, and not MPP and the MPP doctors are not suffering because when we say I man free education ne specialization any school of Ghana and no actual institution so the for and then case Ghanaians the total Ghanaians were suffering during those times. Who opinion what fast for umba any unya mumba when I was in school bosom me so na dodge edu says the school na uyem o de ya mpaebone fasting utwa ya conscience na ekura beto yam because o bompa isika entu se gare emi beka ho na ne kunkonya bia so ni ba bia diskaba ba enam aban wenti sa school fees na de ho so be so aban ba mu nke bedu se ekotre SSC na NBC na examination fees any ade na unua mamu eno awoma eno office for mo tata woje no and the NPP na adan kwakufuado e training na ye ka se Ghanaians were suffering during the NDC time na mo joy those na me ba okesi se na me ba Adom program na me kwa Adom TV me kwa mo programs ni nyina obeba na gallons esisi yok sa yankre no na diesel na ade na generator sisu tutututu dede na mo ana say na mo machines say Ninyani say na ye da sumudum so for 5 years and then sebiano etwam. So you cannot compare the same situation. Around that time Ghanaian was suffering without COVID not the Ghanaian economy was growing by 3.6%. And then Menuka said despite COVID and all the challenges of COVID the economy is growing by 5.6%. Before COVID, we are 8%. It tells you that we understand how to deal with the people and deal with the challenge. Businesses were suffering because as a businessman under NDC regime, that's all na interest rate hover around 35 to 30, 33 to 35, 36%. And then I say there are banks in the country are almost as low as 16%. Coca Bank, Mabobi, Coca Bank. They give you assist between 16 to 24%. Ubenya banks on Bema Busia. And I'm actually so Coca Bank and upon 15.9 Coca Bank, they are here. Go and talk to them, they'll give you. They understand you. It tells you, say, the businesses who were suffering during your time, and in this sanity, your banks, your corporate taxes, so at the support here. It tells you, say, we understand how to support the business community. During the NDC time, we are businessman, now setting up a business, now importing machinery, now tier duties. All the raw materials by now tier duties. And the MPP regime, no, you're making sure, so all the machines be a bar, now they be setting up processing plant, on tier duties. All the raw materials now the production be unfair duties. It tells you that we understand how to help grow the economy. Into time and businessman and also and the MPs, and also and the MPP. We are students, apart from say a bioma free education, and then Yamiadum Uko University, government of Nana Dankwa Kufado, the scholarship aba some Mosika Maudiko, who consults those times we yana many eco investing, who person student loan now, who to me trace money pass your guarantee. Obe bressa we push ni se teacher ni bia nim na nurse bia nim a unyo bi mane nyo guarantee na kuafo no de no mabrewu na they were struggling because obo ntimi nyo bia mane nyo guarantee nti obe bressa and then you don't need any guarantee. What you need is say Ghana card unya Ghana card na one ubenya loan na uwie nsusu a ubenya loan e de ma a that's what you adwene yatito now per scholarship nsusu a apply a get fund e be ma scholarship now send their core university and to send pana na suffer and as abena and this one no mutua a facility user fees any electricity and Akufo-Addo students in Triasane man ye firo it tells you say students are not suffer and the end this and then students under Akufo-Addo on suffer sa opanyin and this depends on na dia na boa akuafo any kakra na events koko scholarship CMB scholarship estati bedroom rebuilding bibi one na wonya sa scholarship no na omo papa enhu ha so kra boda na mankan kra ubi sanse mankan o yete no soro onko afom krada nto mo public servants and many politicians mba and na sa de ye twam free education so oye shetuba oye jifaba oye kokoba oye Isaac ba oye frimpomba obi pia nya free education ni bi. It tells you say we understand how to move the country forward. Opinion the steps are ready to do under core health sector. When we say you do over 40 different diseases as national insurance, including cancer. Then the pa na sana may cover. Do MPP introduce you by and then this national insurance go and then you strengthen na you design nyama we na say abexisa Eboa cover the pension ye teachers any one what in a fear government workers mo ten fear bi the whole month we kwa 2 days aban tu obi aka twa so aban ka so ntu obi aka otu obi aka pepepe na kofo ya ne ebi mo esi omubu afu say omusare zibiwa in area which nobody's proud of before MPP aban beba no mutifie aban ba ya for over 100,000 out of that no over 30,000 ya timi di o ma hye state institutions ni aka ho ni aka no so we are finding ways of putting them in those in other employable areas. Abai baye ni pa ya form adwuma nko a ye in the public sector no. Open numbers no ekosoro. In the private sector and numbers no ekosoro. It tells you say ya ka say na Ghanaians were struggling and suffering and bra near Egypt. Now ya betena Akufo-Addo ni MPP ka no ma em na ye nam kwan hye de mo promised land no. There will be challenges. Who said there wouldn't be challenges? Nobody planned for COVID. Nobody, but so government has been proactive and provided measures to deal with the challenges that confronted the ordinary Ghanaian. Timinia, Mekako say, Uraba, Miamra can say Ghanaians were struggling near Safampa, and then yet to Nema, despite COVID. T. Medawas in Shankau.
Medasibre for Dr. Richard Asante Yeboana, Tene Kano, Deputy National Communications Director, Emma MPP. Yeah, Honorable. But what you mean at Shrim? Yetiana Yebreno, what Shrim?
Obama Ghana university students are both.
I think.
What's it? student loan. When was the last time Mutuai?
It's kind of crazy, Samana.
Oh, more than maybe, sir. Okay.
Now, students, we have friends in San Carlo. Then I was student loan check. If you let me delay, I'm not going to what my say? Now, and then student Ben of Cato send you loan no, and I'm by. I idea, so what is allowance is crown? You are and then only idea,
okay, what the money,
once I can number my mini album, and then me tear NDC for Kujatomo. Miami meet, and it's all my friends doing the NDC. On church of Brofaka says, or more plans. And you say, I bind the levy back. Now, some plants in the baby resist come more than levy. I'm the why, Bay, I brought it by you, Unintia. More and man, more power no. Now, more say more problems, no. More, sir, ideas, I'm okay in Elkita Margimu. And I'm called IMF. I made the illustration back 2 years.
Matemira say, Honorable Brem.
Me Ukwa, you go and find out whether when was the last time student loan trust Omusaka Scaffia buy home. And then me know say social security. Social security. I'm unfortunate client to be income. Abai has not been able to pay. Common fund. Abanitia. Yes. Yeah. Abanitia. Enkoy.
President government just Abanitia.
Enkoy. Look. Statutory funds. Ya shemra say ujisikana fa unni you don't have unni what you got the option bia omfanko adenti omfanko o discount nyina. They've wasted the money. Na make say COVID was a blessing to MPP. They got a lot of free money to waste.
There was no free money.
To waste. Otherwise.
Mananosi non trim the free money. No.
There's nothing like free money.
But Honorable Kasamami.
Then we can say we had, we had what at the time we call the sinking fund. Your revenue bia yenye bia no ye twebi ye dia akotum eno na ya ti se kufo bond ye ba mature ye ni manimu ya no na ye dia tua omo ba ye kapre omo fam tu sa we no mo di ni nyina. 2 heritage fund sika ye di to oil sika ye di to ma ye chi wo mo beba in the future. Omo jina COVID so edi ba parliament e ma release says kan nyina de ma wo mo de edi subion na meka ye no omo ba parliament sell wo mo pese omo bobusia every Bank of Ghana. Look, NDC time with all the difficulties ya 20 election year ya nyi 1 cedi from Bank of Ghana. Omo kan say omo kwakoji what do you call it, the 10 billion, omo kwakoji 20 billion. And when you know, World Bank IMF, wama mayen 1 billion 2 times. Some of the scandal woman under report to us. Nansia World Bank has another $480 million. But they told us it was 200. All this money is no kabuma. That's a ne. You're running deficits. Maybe I do this. What it means, they say. They just mismanage, wasted the money on areas and say omu waste this caro. Omu invest.
They are in area officer you.
Sikana mu chair during the election, no.
Chesika, you remember. It is my supportive business and no more start attending.
Me bacho maninkasa.
Ghanaian businesses.
Maninkasa.
Waste.
Oh, unim.
Unim
bibia. Unim. You see, you tell us that all but all cancer as me. I'm off for fu more. Because woman the course if you tihano na say deny and the man for trust here what we see look me know politicians ya hwe year one day unam krom no be afasika no dey about team you about din pe because you are a politician because of some of these things. Today, who say Ghana for you want to? Yeah, that's the driver for that was it. The market women, teacher for also want to that was it. But they know what they are going through. They know what they are going through. And then Mahama Oya almost incompetent. And then Ghana, what do you call Terminal 3? It gave us whopping $6 million. That is the kind of you see.
Want to see how we suffered that?
After the budget, operator or invited consultants nearby. Bisano, say, what was the general view of the consultants on the one by somebody review budget? No man, one by review, you call budget workshop, no. Oh, everybody who came, I mean, they cited, and that one I will never forget. What we catch in his face, if you talk about borrowing, I would have a business or I don't know. Example is Terminal 3. Example is Atuabo Gas. They should tell us one.
Mate, honorable Medase, honorable Ebenezer Okelite Labinatin in Canada, honorable Major Retired J UK or send a message or say, please tell honorable Okelite Labi here in England, the British government have to borrow a very heavy amount of money to sustain the British economy because of COVID-19. Taxes are imposed on every worker in England.
Finally.
I'll say, come and see petrol prices.
Yes.
It goes higher every other day or month. Today, price of items goes up day in and day out. Okay, Major.
Listen to me. Major. The taxes are not come once. Today, in Ghana here, we have what we call COVID levy. Yeah, what COVID levy. VAT has been increased by 1% specifically for COVID.
Not for COVID.
For COVID, we have, and then your baller tax. For COVID, yeah, we have COVID. We have COVID levy. 1% COVID levy.
What is baller tax?
Your baller tax. Baller tax.
What is baller tax?
What? I mean, I'm not what you
sanitation levy.
Catch a major retired.
Yeah.
Catch a major retired.
Specific message to.
They because the catch a major retired say.
Yeah.
COVID-19. You introduce litany of taxes. To say they are all can. Now, to say they are all can say UK government has borrowed. No, the UK government has borrowed. You can see tangibles.
Mate.
The cost was one.
I know what I say.
And then I say, okay, no, maybe
I know about some drink.
Opedo on truth be. Maybe no, I know a TV so. Or say, and then utufie. Near the passport I bring with you. Is that what you say?
Of course.
Ghana.
Of course. Even including national service certificate.
Okay, thank you.
Teachers are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering. Nurses are suffering. And nursing trainees are suffering. Patients are suffering. Students are suffering. Traders are suffering. Pensioners are suffering. Drivers are suffering. Contractors are suffering. Civil servants are suffering. And farmers are suffering. Fishermen are suffering. And industries are suffering. Artisans are suffering. And kayaye are suffering. The disabled are suffering. Men are suffering.
That's a producer.
Are you at 05?
Very good. Also, Tinifina, you didn't pass it. When there's progress, let's admit it. Then this is for no. Musumaya say, well, King Solomon, Bible Mohu, Mammy, no, not Omuna with the same day. And a Bakuda and Basso, no way. No, we and a coca back on the back, no copy King Solomon, Bakuna, no names or that Basso Kuno. Or say, a crana kita Bakone and Edia. Naki Solomon was okay. Into your idea, was there any Minchem, you know. Mammy, Nisubanti say NDC near or no shower NDC, no. Or see you, Munchabo Franum. Munchani, some NDC need or see,
that's not fair.
Or me, are better say very fair. Or see, Munchabo Franum Pepe. Namufa Famam, when we say, Enya Nunti. yenku abofra na mfafa no na kiso no mo say na ba ko no gina nkyere so woni bibi ma yenku abofra no mu fa no ma no so say ne ba mu fa no ma no da che onyina oba ba sumo man ni nyina NDC ni ne maame no a o si yencha abofra mu no na MPP ni ne maame na o si woni bibi se ebe ma oman ni nyina lusu nti yen nyina yen som na yen fama we na onye na Ghana ene abofra no ena niema abofra be hia didi no ene bi ti se taxes a ye ka ho asema and this for sure manifesto ma so nya ya nkom be introduce manyo opportunity nti se ma Ghana ye nko into ye find taxes and be support no levy ye ka ho asema payin uko UK on levy it is 10%.
That is not true.
That's true. Opayin ni ma check it. Me can't me wouldn't me check it. Levy or UK 10%. Levy. NDC during the entire duration of NDC being in power, there's no point in time of introducing taxes below 6%. Taxes beyond the 6%, 5%, 6%. VAT cromody by almost 17 near Queen 12%. And then Minoka say, levy a bicy or deba 1.5%. As I'm saying, say you bet me baby kakra, you support it.
No.
Your mind no mind to what must say? You bet me support your man me tumpon. And this if no madana ho maame na all Bible no see yenchem yenkunu pano. Only me say MPP nya sika we ya. E bet me support the economy will grow and government Ghanaians will benefit. MPP will be the better off. And until ono say na ye ka say COVID impact o see there be. Say COVID na ni impact but na say Rama o set up COVID NDC team COVID and ho adwuma mu ye. What must I say? We know for the first time near your campaign is a nose mask. Name to me you rallies like I say. The last year wouldn't say for the first time. You see, on them say near rallies in Ghana. Yet me can MPP and this in Kwan and MPP in Kwan. The two major political parties. Wouldn't say for the first time in our history, your elections was entirely financed by the government of Ghana. 2020 elections was entirely financed. Sikane kofa free ever. Yama so yama and yama they support the economy. I am business in Sika and the economy booming kakran. You see a lot of activities. You see progress goes on. Now if you say Dientina, those car assembling plants in Ghana so set up. VW Passat, any Volkswagen, Toyota, any Sony Truck, any other major international companies ever set up some more assembling plant and Ghana yet me produce car free. If say a banisen on by because of the economy na omuhunti. If say after a banisen secretariat BPA, a banisen Twitter and other giants, any Alibaba Munina, looking forward to setting up their offices in Ghana. But you do so account. Now, was would you Mubasi and Chim and this for young Kunu, son of Bay Mardi. Mammy must have mean and say, Nana don't quack follow. Was your Magana Fontages? Unimu Watching Bonnie. A dear Bebuamo minor tumpon. See Benyan Cania, see Benyan Sue, your Manabeko school, your Mamma Dachi, a Juma, you started a person Yesica, Mamma Buno, my university. No more fan start your businesses. One of our business, your Mamma Muscasa Shimokena. Or see, ye name my teacher for. She beat me a bomb, no market, ever bomb, Condon, or Motimi a common, yen pay support Tomo. She beat me, making sure, say, your money, yet me a show more. She beat me the system at 2 for ma. Ghana is the number 1 holiday destination. A show say, you will never be a yen or Ghana. See the Bay, and for the first time in our history, Ghana beating Nigeria. The West African sub-region, the first to win the most country to attract the most foreign direct investment. Send Ghana and Yelidi in terms of gold production.
Alexander Prince Ezra. I'll say Asempa, even in Italy, all of us are suffering from the COVID, chasing people for work, and now tell the MPP man to stop that. Okay. I'll say good morning, Asempa. I'm watching you live from East Legon, Accra. Please ask Honorable way out there. I'll say ask Honorable Ebenezer Oklete Telabi what he's doing as MP about the Otopolu dangerous bridge. As a bridge be your house.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Obi
what I have done at the time, listen, Ansana NDC Befusono.
Yeah.
They had, started the construction of Udumasi Otokbolu Road.
Okay.
Including the bridge, One by one suspect. Come to see one with the gravels and whatever Uncle Baby Edumano.
Okay.
About hot.
But I say
and me say what say
yeah.
The Ghana city. The Ghana city and now we come on to say.
Listen to my nana.
The Ghana city, yeah, the worst performing currency in Africa.
Me that's it.
If you doubt it,
and this volume na why yet they can want to Kisolo Bible was a man and no she trouble friend.
I don't let me because Mambe te udi.
Osi en trouble for me ba osi en trouble. Na so for me ba. On be say amani mbo. And MPP power. And MPP 4% yenyi tax.
Na ta Richard Asante man kasa ba.
So on munya petrol. Honorable Tyler bi no end this for munya petrol. Mun support your man no. Na mo money na ebo. Man no say
NPP 4 ejitum say ye the taxes and the boom mine.
Na da ba na yen ka say the taxes the boom mine.
Ye the taxes the boom mine. You will come here
and tax any taxes any taxes
organizing demonstration mama for we
what was it tax no call demonstration
NPP in opposition
17%
yeah the energy sector levy about
1993
a nuisance tax
95 now so starting 70
per tax at the same time no you got loan Eddie Terminal 3 Eddie C University of Ghana Medical School ye de bi ye KJT market dia dinyo wo bi di nyina eye ene de NPP for de mo ko di loan na eye
me da se
se mo enye mu na
well, I was here for my mentor, Dr. Richard Asante Eboa, Deputy National Communications Director, NPP, Honorable Ebenezer Oklete Telabi, Member of Parliament, Lower Manya, NDC, DJ Awana Medase, Ayowa 05 Medase, Eli Free Medase, Aisha Ibrahim, Kofi Asan, Kojo Fojo Medase, Joshua Tigo, Programs Manager, AC Ohene, Head of News, Adom FM, Adom TV. The General Manager Adom Brand say Abdullahi Awudu. Ankwanoma, the big crab for memory swan it as well. Abner say work and happiness, Germany and Niger. Medini Kwesiapia bet me from a black eye, presenter of Work and Happiness or Betanase. Tete Bana for Mavis Malika Mobone Chidom. Abusia. Enjoy your day watching it as well.